let us not sit down here and do crucify her on Natasha, because even the Senate President has been in this scenario before. When he went against, he was shouting. Then the Senate President was Senator Bukola Saraki. There was a scenario like this. He was shouting at the Senate President at that time. So it's like a normal behavior in the House. Is it an acceptable behavior? No. But let's not make it look like everybody's saying she misbehaved, she did this, she's a woman, she's a woman. No, she's a one-woman mopo. I like the fact that she's a no-nonsense woman. You can't intimidate her. She has a voice and she uses her voice. The election, they actually rigged that up. She went to the court. She got her mandate back through the court. A Senate House, more than 100 and something, only 4 women, 2 PDP, 1 Labour Party, and 1 APC. So you see why women are always struggling to be heard. So when they look like there's some sort of disrespect or anything to make them feel little, they want to fight back because they don't want to be oppressed in a house filled with men. Welcome everyone. My name is Osih-Oyelude. Now, I want to believe that a lot of us have been following the drama at the Senate involving the senator representing Kogi Central. I'm talking about Honorable Natasha Akpoti and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Now, we all woke up one morning to see the drama on social media. The Senate President and Natasha going at each other. It was more of, Natasha really talking, right? So in case you haven't seen it, take a look at this video.
That is the order of the Senate.
Sir, order 10 on privileges.
Natasha,
Any senator may rise at any time
can the
to
Sergeant
speak
Adam
upon a matter of privilege suddenly
take her out of the
arising,
Senate.
and he shall be prepared to move without notice. A motion declaring that the content of breach of
Show me
privilege
the
has
session
been
that allows suspension immediately.
So you see, events or scenarios like this is common in the Senate and the House of Reps, where they shout at each other, go at each other, just talk, and all of that. It is common, so there's nothing new. However, is it an acceptable behavior? I don't think so. I don't think so. But you can clearly see somebody who is trying to make her voice heard. You can clearly see that I don't think that woman is a madman that she would just go there and want to just start shouting. There is a backstory. Like I said, is it an acceptable behavior? No. Now, the story that we heard is that there were 2 lawmakers, senators who defected from PDP to the APC. So some sort of like a sitting arrangement issue. When you defect, it's like the ruling party maybe have their seat somewhere and the opposition party, have their seat somewhere. So apparently, because they have defected, Ned Nwoko and one other guy, they had to move their seats. So when they moved their seats, apparently that affected Natasha's seats. So Natasha was at was a calling show, this Berekete show, where she said that she wasn't informed, that they were supposed to inform her that they are moving her seat.
Changing my seat was more of a chance of silencing me or alienating me from being seen. You know, sitting arrangements is very critical. Like when the nearer you sit, you know, positions you closer before the camera and gives you an added advantage to be called upon to contribute to debates. But the seat I was now, ordinarily, I'm already sitting at the very back. If you see me, I'm sitting actually at the last seat just before the door. But then I was now moved suddenly without notice, without any information. My seat was moved to the far corner, a part where the cameras don't capture. Like if you sit over there, the cameras can you won't even be captured. Nobody will even, except maybe they zoom out and they get to see you there. You will just easily be missing out. You can raise your hands up and nobody will call you. So that is why I said, no, I don't want to move to that seat. I wasn't notified.
Now, I don't know how it works in the Senate, but from what we're also hearing is that the Senate President has the exclusive right to move your seat without, letting you know that is like a power that he has the exclusive right to do that as the Senate President. And Natasha wasn't buying that, because from that video, when she appeared on Berekete's show, she said something. She said where they actually allocated now, that is her new seat, that place is like you're cut off. Cameras doesn't get there. If you raise your hand to speak, they will not even see you. So that she was not ready to go take that seat. That she's going to remain in the seat, which is already allocated to her. That, when you are in the Senate or in the House of Reps, I think sitting position is very important, because that's where you sit and you can easily be seen when you want to make a statement. And what more to show that you're speaking in the floor, that you're not just a bench warmer, that you're speaking, representing your people well, you're talking, people are hearing your voice, right? So where you sit, according to her, is very important. And that's why she was not ready to be taken to somewhere that camera cannot even capture, or you cannot even be seen or something. So she was very clear on that. So they went at each other, But from what she was saying, she said a lot of things that you constantly want to silence my voice. So it's like the issue is even deeper than what we think. So it may just not even be what happened that day. It would have been like an issue that is already piling up. So that day, we could scatter the table, right? And you see, let us not sit down here and do crucify her on Natasha, because even the Senate President has been in this scenario before. When he went against, he was shouting. Then the Senate President was Senator Bukola Saraki. There was a scenario like this. He was shouting at the Senate President at that time.
Mr. President, with due respect, all I expect from this Senate today is a letter of apology. It's an apology to me, not even by way of letter, even verbal apology. Yes. I represent a constituency. I know my contributions to Nigeria. If the clerk of the Senate has authorized that I should sit here, and I was so embarrassed here today, we cannot run the Senate on a partisan basis. We must be bipartisan.
Senator Akpabio.
So it's like a normal behavior in the House. Is it an acceptable behavior? No. But let's not make it look like everybody's saying, and she misbehaved, she did this, she's a woman, no. You see, a Senate House, more than 100 and something, only 4 women. I think they have two women from PDP, that's Natasha, and a senator from River State, Ipalibo, two PDP, 1 Labour, That's a Iriti that is from Abuja. Iriti, I've forgotten her full name, but the senator, that's the Labour Party, and senator from Lagos State, a woman, the former idiot Adigbole, she's the former deputy governor during Ambodi's time. She's the former deputy governor of Lagos State. So these are the only 4 women, 2 PDP, 1 Labour Party, and 1 APC. So you see why women are always struggling to be heard. So when they look like there's some sort of disrespect or anything to make them feel little, they want to fight back because they don't want to be oppressed in a house filled with men. So you guys should cut Natasha some slack. I feel like we should also understand where she's coming from. Like I said, nobody should come here and tell me she misbehaved. No, that is the way they behave. Akpabio has also done this before. That's the way they behave. So she was saying that they wanted to suspend her for something. So there's also this thing that if you are not sitting on the seat allocated to you, if you raise your hand to speak, the speaker has the right not to grant you audience, not to give you permission to speak. So that's why it was very important for Natasha to be on the seat allocated to her. But she is saying that she's not going to take that seat, that she's going to remain in the seat that she has been allocated to before, not the new one. So I understand that, you know, a lot of people are judging her, saying that she didn't behave well, she didn't behave like a woman, she didn't. But if it was a man that did that, would they judge the man harshly? So don't get me wrong, right? What is bad is bad. But the truth is, it's not like it's an unfamiliar behavior. They all exhibit that kind of behavior. Do you want to see when there is like some sort of chaos in the house? They all behave that way. So all Natasha wanted was, allow me speak. Let my voice, because she was even reading from the book, saying article, this says this. Maybe she was actually calling out the order things were supposed to follow. But like they said, if you are not on your seat, you will not be heard. You will not be given the floor to speak. So this behavior is typical in the Senate and in the House. So the good thing is that members, the Kogi State Caucus, as the senators in the House, they've apologized, and I think the Senate President or the Senate House have accepted. Even though from what Senator Akpabio said that in the coming days they will revisit the issue or something, but apparently they may not, because they said their apology have been accepted. You know, maybe Natasha will want to apologize again for her behavior, but then let them look into the issue of that sitting arrangement thing. Is there any way? Because you see, that's the problem. When people will just be moving from Papa, you wake up one morning, you're in PDP, in the evening you're in APC, they'll move you to this seat. You wake up again, you're in PDP, they'll move you to this seat. Because the issue now is sitting arrangement. And trust me, if you have gone to the Senate, you've gone to that building, you understand what she's trying to say. Where you are sitting is very important, because somehow it's very important camera captures you. It's very important. And also, when you want to speak, a lot of them, they're always raising their hands. But it's not all the time they'll pick you to speak. Where you sit is very strategic. It's very important. And that's what she's fighting for. That she wants to be in a very strategic position. You don't wake up and put her in one corner. If it's you, Nko, people will have to see that you're not a bench woman. So they should take it easy on her. Yeah. I like Natasha so much. That woman, she's like a one-woman mupo. I remember during the election, then when the then governor of the state, Yaya Bello, during election, Yaya Bello thought that was the time to dig one or start construction on the road leading to Natasha's senatorial district. So that kind of cut away people from not going to vote, because the gully or whatever that was dug was so wide that people couldn't move. They couldn't even move, voting materials. I remember then Natasha gathered the boys in her senatorial district. They covered that. The thing was so the whatever that was dug was so wide that Natasha covered it. like she's a one-woman mopo. I like the fact that she's a no-nonsense woman. You can't intimidate her. She has a voice and she uses her voice. The election, they actually rigged that up. She went to the court. She got her mandate back through the court. So it's not that woman you joke with. She knows the law. She knows what to do. So let us not, on the surface value, just feel like, she disrespected the Senate. Because you see, the senator is just like us. The only difference is that it's your people that chooses you to be a senator, a Senate president. Other than that, you're just like anybody else that came to represent senatorial districts in the House. But then when they choose you to become a senator and the Senate president, yes, there's extra layer of power you now have, no doubt about that. But for whatever reason, you're still like your normal colleagues that if they say tomorrow we don't want you again, they impeach you. Another person can, and you go back to sitting down where your mates are sitting down. So that's why when you're talking to people, because I'm sure what infuriated Natasha also was the fact when they say, take her out of the house. Like they should bundle, like nobody, that they should take her out of the house when she's there representing her people, just like you are there representing your people. You can't just tell her, go out of there. If there is anything that she has done, there are better ways that she can be, be handled. Not you, a fellow senator representing your people from Akwa Ibom State. She is representing her people from Kogi Central, and you're saying that they should bundle her out of the house. She will only see that you're saying that because she's a woman. And she wouldn't think that I am not here to excuse bad behavior. Even the Akpabio has done this kind of behavior. So it's not an acceptable behavior. But it's a behavior that is like typical in the house there. That it should not be like because Natasha did it, then Natasha has all the commandments, he has broken all the... No. So I think they should go back to kind of address sitting position, how it should be, like permanently, 1 and 2. This issue that today you are in APC, tomorrow you are in PDP, that is what caused it. Because if Ned Nwoko and the other guy didn't defect, there will be no need for them to be moving seats and be rearranging people like they're in some primary 2, primary 3, go and sit down, they go and sit down. No. So like I said, they are all equals. They came together and made you the Senate president. So you should accord them some level of respect. While, like I said, I don't condone bad behavior, but you are all senators representing your constituency in the Senate. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I see you again in my next video. And if you have any comment, let's continue in the comment section. All right. Bye.